Hello everyone and welcome to some Saturday night crafting. I'm so excited because I didn't think I was going to get round to being able to film or craft with you today. It's been a mental week and I've been so super duper busy. Lots of deadlines with various different projects. It's just been a crazy week. I've got my son's birthday next week, so it's all go in our household. But I have got some time. The kids are on tablets and playing games, so I thought I would sneak in here and see if I can get you a Saturday night video because it's Saturday night and who doesn't want to have some crafty fun? So I had this idea in my head and it's been there for a little while and I thought let's just try it out and have a go. We're going to make some quick simple backgrounds and then I'm going to show you how you can kind of finish off your cards with your backgrounds. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so I went through my paper drawer. As you can see in the photo here, I have got a lot of scraps. This is the drawer I put all my white and cream colored scraps in. And it is ready and bursting for some creativity. So I pulled out some of the scraps. Some of them are quite even sizes, but they've been cut up for projects and never used, so I shoved them in there. So I've got like those which are like card fronts. I've got some scraps like this, some odd sizes, and I just thought I would share with you a few backgrounds and then I might do this when I can get some more time and do some more crafting with it. But I wanted to do some quick, easy backgrounds. So getting started, I'm going to grab a bit of scrap paper. What I want to do is I'm going to work off of my card. So I want the scrap paper there so I don't cover up my desk and get it all messy. And then we're going to trim it down. So the idea is that you want to have more space than what you're going to use so you can trim it down. And I'll explain why in a minute. Excuse the nails as well. I need to take off the gel polish and trim my nails down. They've grown and grown so much. So this is sort of my mini ink pads. I've got another one of these in my drawer and I've just got a lot of the little cubes and I've got these little memento dewdrop ones, which I've been really enjoying these ones. I wish they were square just so you had more ink surface to work with, but at the same time these are really fun for this technique. So what you're going to need for the project is you're going to need some ink pads. The smaller the better. So most of us can't stand the little ones. They drive us a little bit batty. Because you can't stamp a full image, you can't stamp your stamp into the ink pad, you gotta ink pad the stamp, if that makes sense. And yeah, they're nice and convenient for storage, but they're not always great for stamping, and they're perfect for this. So get them out. You'll also need some markers. So whether you've got your kids' Crayola pens or whether you've got your fine tip liners that you've got stuffed in your drawer, I'm going to use my Arteza Twimarkers. There's a picture on the screen here. This is what they look like when you get them packaged. There's a ton of the markers and they are water soluble or water based inked, so they're water reactive, not water soluble. And so they're great fun to have in a craft stash, but any kind of marker will work. You can use permanent pens, whatever you've got in your stash, dig it out. I'm going to use the Twimarkers because I like that they've got a fat end. They've also got the fine tip end, so they're really handy. I know Stampin' Up! Have some of like that are similar to those. So whatever you've got in your stash, dig those out. So small ink pads, some pens, and a ruler is going to be a good friend to you. So we're going to use a ruler. I've got the Tim Holtz one. It's got 0 in the center so you can measure going outwards and always get the center point, but I like it because it's got the metal edge. And I find the metal edge handy because I can clean it really easily. So I'll do my best to link things I'm using today in the description box below, but I'm sorry if they're not there anymore or they're difficult to find just because I'm just using what's in my stash. So we're going to go from there. Okay, so I'm going to use this purple one to get started. The reason I like these dewdrop ones is you got essentially 3 sides. You got the top, the bottom, and that side. And this is what we're going to do. I'm going to turn my card sideways because I don't know if you're like me, but when I write, I always have to write sideways. When I work, I usually have to turn my card sideways and work. I don't know why. If someone can explain to me in the comments, I have no idea why, but it has to be sideways for me to be able to do it properly. So I'm just going to drag my ink pad. I'm going to kind of start off the edge and drag across. If you don't start off the edge, don't worry, because we're going to trim it down to be something different sized. So I'm just going to drag, and I keep forgetting because the slower you go, the better. And I'm just going to kind of rotate between the sides. So I'm going the tip, down, I'm going on the side, I'm going from the bottom, and it doesn't matter if you're getting like dark and then light and it's not looking great. This is just our background. We're just having fun with it. You'll see what I mean in a second. It doesn't matter. You can't really go wrong. So there's a purple one. I've just literally dragged my ink pad across it. You could then drag the other side if you want. And I've just switched from going from the top, dragging down, on the side, dragging down, and from the bottom, dragging down. And you get different widths. And that's what we're going for, is a bit of variety. So that's number one. This is pearlescent card, by the way. So if it's kind of shining, it's not my ink. My ink is not shiny. The card is shiny. I want to try doing the 3 colors. So I guess you could get kind of the same thing. You could use the tip there, the side, or the full pad. So we'll go with a side, a tip. Tip doesn't really change from the side, so we'll just never mind that. We'll drag down the middle, side. Oh, I wanted to change colors. Look at that. I'm already forgetting. I'm going with that one. You could rotate the colors so you're getting dark than light, then dark than light, or you could go ombre, sort of like that. Whatever you feel like doing. Doesn't really matter. I'm just going to rotate between the 2. And then that's background number 2. Let's go with one that's on a white piece of card. We'll do a pink one. So again, I'm going to do tip and drag it. I'm going to trim this down so it doesn't need to go all the way to the bottom of the card, really. So we got tip. Go a little bit more on that one. My ink pads are not dried out at all. They're nice and juicy, but this technique of dragging them does kind of make them come off a little bit dry looking. Now I just wanted to say while I'm doing this as well, that if you would like to join me over on Facebook, I do have a Facebook group. And at the moment, I have got a giveaway going on for over the next week. We hit 1,000 members on my Facebook group. So I decided we would do a fun little giveaway. And there's a video pinned to the top of the page. So you just go over there. You can see what the sort of rules are for entering in the giveaway. And you can join in the fun over there as well. Right. I'll just run it up and down a little bit. Right, I'm going to leave that one as that because I'm going to cut that down a bit. Okay, so we have got 3 backgrounds. That took me a couple minutes. Now we're going to get out some pens that are in coordinating colors. I'm not worried about matching them. They don't need to be exact and match exactly. We're just going to go with pens that are roughly a pink or a green or a purple. Right, I've got my markers in this little pouch bag here. I did have someone ask me about this bag. This is something I picked up on Amazon. It's called Pencil Case. I think it's available in a lot of different places. I'll link this one down below that I got on Amazon. It holds a lot of colors, a lot of pens. So it is quite fun. I really enjoy it. And it keeps all my Twimarkers in one place. So these are, well, most of them are here. I've taken some out. I've also got my brush pens in here. And then I've got my pencilless, my woodless watercolor pencils in here as well. So it does hold a lot. And it feels very sturdy and really good quality. So this is an ideal thing for taking traveling as well. Right, all we're gonna do now, dead simple, we're just gonna draw some lines. So I'm gonna switch it up between the 2 ends of my pen. I've got my fat end and I got my skinny end. So this is a more fat line. I'm gonna just draw a fat line through the center. I'll go with a skinny line on this one. And on this end, I'll try and go a little bit slower to make sure the ink comes out. Now this one, I'm going to do a few lines because it's a fatter one. So I'm just going to draw a few lines on here. And this one I'll do 2 thin ones. I'm just going to keep switching it up. No rhyme, no reason. I am just having fun. Went off a little there. The sort of more imperfect it is, the kind of better it kind of looks, if that makes sense. The kind of better. Oh, it doesn't. My goodness me. Like, wine o'clock, yes please. I had to work today at the picture framers which was good, but it was very busy. People in lockdown seem to have cleared out their houses, found loads of pictures that they haven't got yet framed, and have decided that they're going to come and get them framed, or people have bought artwork in lockdown and decided to bring it in and get framed. So we are busy, which is great for my boss because it's a small business. Exhausting for me when it's a busy weekend. Right, there's our pink background there. Let's do the purple. I haven't chatted to you guys in a while. Ooh, this has changed a lot. Look, when this dries on the pearlescent card, the color changes quite a bit. So now I think this purple is almost bluey compared to that one. So I'm going to try and find a different purple real quick. Okay, so I decided to go with this purple here. I think that will look a little bit better. I don't want it to look too crazy different. I want it to pop but not be ouchy on the eyes. If that makes sense. But yeah, so we've been so busy at the picture framers. And I have not said this on YouTube yet. I said it on my Facebook group. But everything has been going so amazingly well with my YouTube that I have actually handed in my resignation at my part-time job, because I've been earning more than double what I've been making there for about 7 months now. And I just feel like I love working for myself. I love working from home. I love doing YouTube videos, hanging out with you guys every week. And actually, I want this to be my full-time job. I want to move everything to working from home and working for myself. So I gave my boss my notice, and I have got until July. I said, look, it's a small business and he's got to find someone very specific for the job. So I have said, look, I'll work for you for a lot longer than sort of a month's notice. And I'm doing almost 4 months extra for him. So I'm going to finish at the picture framers when the kids finish from school in July, so that I can then work from home and not have to worry about childcare or anything like that. So I get to hang out with you guys a lot more, which will be really exciting and a lot less stressful than trying to cram in videos when I've had a busy week at my day job. So that is my exciting bit of news. So thank you so much to all of you, because I wouldn't have been able to make that transition if I didn't have so many amazing people watching my videos. So thank you so much. It is so awesome. Right, so that's the purple one. I'm going to do the same with the green one, and then we're going to trim them down. I actually decided that I'm going to come in with my glitter pens from Arteza instead on this one and do some lines with the glitter pens, because why not? That's fun, isn't it? I hope it's fun anyways. I think it's fun. So obviously you can come in and you can do wiggly lines, squiggly lines, dotted lines. There are so many different options. I just wanted to stick to one kind of pattern. So these are the ones I've got here. We're going to trim them down, and we're just going to go for whatever size you feel like doing. I love square cards, so I always feel tempted to do square and trim them down square. But for these ones, I think I will go with trimming this down a bit. Let's see, yeah, it's a 10.5. So I'm going to go down to 9.5, and now I've got this rough edge on this side, so I'm just going to trim that off and make it look a bit more even. And I will trim off my doodling there. And now I've got a piece of card that is 1 centimeter shorter than a card base. So this is a standard UK size card base. I've got it so it's 1 centimeter smaller. And I'll show you why in a second, because we're going to do a little border as well. Now if you use gel pens, do be careful, because especially on a card like this, the gel pen takes a while to dry, so you could end up smearing it quite easily. So in this one I just intentionally went and smeared it a bit more to kind of make it look like I intended to smear it, which I didn't do, but we're going to roll with it. Now this one is a bit bigger, so I'm going to go for 5 by 5, I think. So those are my card panels ready to go. I also did another 2 off camera with more scraps. So this one I used the pink glitter pen, and this one I used the green, just one of those, and a green Twimarker to go over the top. So I've got 5 card bases ready to go. Now don't forget to give your ruler a wipe, because you've probably got ink stuck to that edge, and you don't want that ink transferring onto your next project whenever you go and do it. So make sure to always wipe your ruler if you've done something like this. So for these two, it's easy. I'm just going to take the other two scrap bits. I'm going to trim 1/2 centimeter off of each one so I get a nice border. And these ones I will do 1/8 of an inch bigger on all sides for each of these square ones. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I have cut card bases for each of my cards and a panel to go behind each of them. So we're going to now coordinate them. So here's our purple one. Bring in our scrap again, and all we're going to do is just color the edges, and we've only got about 1/8 of an inch roughly showing on all of these, so we just need to do just the edges. Now if you are using pearlescent card, just remember it is a bit shiny, so the ink will rub off if you don't let it dry properly. Okay, so that's done. When that dries, it will match identical to that, and we're going to use that as our sort of little bit of backing card, and then we will stick it onto our card. So I'm going to go ahead and do all those backings and stick them to the card bases. Okay, so I've got those all mounted with their coordinating backing colors, and they are ready to be decorated and embellished. So I got out some of my neutral sort of dies, because I thought actually let's use up more of the scraps, because I created a few more by cutting card bases. Didn't really fulfill my point of using up my scraps, but never mind. I could die cut them out in the coordinating color, so either the white or the pearl, with some kind of neutral elements. So if you've got any kind of leaves or foliage or flowers, I've also got some butterflies I was thinking of using just to add something to kind of break up the pattern a little bit. I also have some word dies. My favorite ones are these ones from Alina Crafts, because they all come with an outline and they've got lots of different words on there that are quite useful and common. So I'm going to go ahead and use probably some of them. I've also got some from Apple Blossom, which are sort of basic words. They don't have outline dies, but I could die cut them out in sort of the same colors. So what I was thinking is that we could go ahead, if we've got these ones here, we could go ahead and cut it out in white as the shadow, and then the words could be in the coordinating color. And then just the plain words I could just do in the coordinating color. So the easiest way to get it all matchy-matchy and coordinate is to use our scraps and to, again, color them. So if we're thinking about the dark green, then I can just come in and just kind of rub my ink pad all over there and just kind of make that green color. So now I can die cut my word out of that dark green and back it with a piece of the neutral color, just to kind of keep it simple and easy and not introduce too many new colors. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out a few things, and then we'll assemble them, and then hopefully you'll have some inspiration and you'll be getting crafty on a Saturday night as well. Okay, so I went ahead and stuck down some die cuts and did my words and just glued them all on with some liquid glue. I'll go ahead and finish these up off camera when I get a bit more time, because I'm going to need to go back in the house right away and help with the kids and make sure I've got my drink for Saturday night. So I've got these ones here, and what I want to do is to finish them off is add a little bit more sparkle to them, or a little bit more character. So I want to put in some sequins, I think. These are my Alina Craft sequins. I've got about 8 of these boxes. I love them to bits. I can almost always find something to match. And I'm thinking I kind of like these flowers, and I might stick some of those on there. I've got so many different shades of pink. Because we've used different shades and things have gone different colors, there's so many options that we can do to kind of just add a little bit more to the cards. Now, I know this isn't to everyone's taste. I know not everyone enjoys the messy kind of look. I like it. I like the irregularity, if that makes sense, of it all. I love the kind of randomness of it. And I think it is quite fun. I wouldn't do every card like this, but I do really enjoy having something like this where it was a quick and easy, simple background. So this is my sticky tool. I've shared it with you several times. This is just a stylus from probably like the dollar store or something really cheap. Look at this, it's staticky and stuck to me. With a bit of blue tack on the end. I also have the Stampin' Up! One, which I bought ages ago, and literally that's all it is. It's blue tack out of that end. Very expensive blue tack. So I never use this because I find this thingy is wiggly and I never really get enough sticky, and then it kind of winds me up because I paid like £8 or £10 for this stupid thing. So I use this, and I haven't yet replaced the blue tack, but it's getting pretty grubby, and all I do is just pull that off, chuck it in the bin, and stick another little blobby on there, and we're good to go. But this works a dream, so you don't need all the fancy tools every time. You can make do with something a lot cheaper and homemade sometimes. Right, so all I'm going to do is I'm just going to add little random dots of glue around my card. This is what I'm the worst at. I am not good at the sort of random placement of gems and jewels. When I watch other YouTubers and see how they do these beautiful arrangements of random gems, mine look very random and they don't look as beautiful as other people's, but I like having these little extra elements and I do the best I can. Right, so all I do is I always put my glue down first, and then I add my sequins or my gems to the top, and then that way I know exactly where I'm going and I don't have to keep picking up the glue for each one. I just find this a lot quicker. So I'm going to stick those down, and if I need a few more, then I just tip it into the lid and pick them out of there, and then I can just pour them back in off the lid. Otherwise, sometimes I find if I try and sweep them off my desk into my hand, if I've poured them on my desk, I end up with a nice little mess on my floor instead of the sequins going back in. Oh my goodness, look at this. I've done exactly the number of dots for my sequins. Woo! I'm gonna add a few more because I feel like there's nothing down here. So I might add a couple more on there. But that is what I'm going to do to finish off this card, and I think it is so cute and so simple and so quick and easy. I've literally not had that much time at all in my office, and I've made that quite quickly. So for this one, I think I'm going to go with those sequins rather than the flower ones. I think the flowers are just a bit bright, and I want the word hugs to stand out more than anything. So I think I'm going to go with these fun ones down here, and I'm just going to try and attempt the random dotting around again. This is going to finish off the cards for today. I can't talk and craft. I've just got so many blobs now. Anyways, I hope you had fun with me tonight. I know it's not to everyone's taste, and I hope that's alright. I hope maybe you've got a little tip or a trick out of it anyways. And please do subscribe. I would love to have you join me over here on YouTube. And if you subscribe and hit the bell notification, then you get alerts as to when I have new videos coming out. And this week has been particularly crazy, but generally I try and do 2 videos a week. And I try to have a midweek video and a Saturday night crafting video. So make sure to subscribe and hit the bell, and you'll get notified when I have a new video coming out. But if you don't see anything from me, you should almost always see a video on a Saturday night. So thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for crafting with me and having fun. And I can't wait to see you soon. I've got, if you're around, I am doing a live video on YouTube, not on YouTube, on Facebook with Craft Stash on Monday. So in a day and a half's time, I will be over there doing some crafting with some new apple blossom products from Craft Stash. So if you want to check me out over there, I will do my best to put the link in the description box, but I may forget by the time I'm done editing the video, so do pop me a little reminder. There we go. That one is all finished as well. That's a bit better than the other one. I'll fill in that little gap at the bottom. But there's our 2 quick, simple, fast, easy cards. You can do this with a glass of wine in your hand and you'll probably not go wrong. So it's a brilliant craft. Thanks so much, everyone. Bye.